Hello friends, in the present video, we will discuss about the Terzaghi's method. This is the most used method for evaluating the bearing capacity of the soil. Previously, Prandtl has generated some formulae for the evaluating the bearing capacity of the soil. So in this theory, he has considered that footing surface is smooth. Footing surface is smooth. But Terzaghi has used Prandtl theory, but instead of considering the footing surface is smooth, but he has considered footing surface is rough. As it is made up of some RCC material, so definitely the footing surface will be rough. So first we will see what are the assumptions. Before knowing how to evaluate the bearing capacity, first let us understand what are the assumptions. What is meant by assumptions? In reality, it may not happen so, but if we assume this only, then our bearing capacity equations are applicable. So he has suggested that equation is only applicable for shallow foundations. Only applicable for shallow foundations. That is, your depth of the foundation is less than or equal to width of the foundation. And second assumption is that base of foundation or footing foundation, base of foundation, he has assumed it as rough. He has assumed it as a rough surface. And in the next point, he has considered that footing is continuous. Footing is continuous, such that the problem can be simplified into semi-infinite. Already we have discussed what is meant by semi-infinite. Along the one dimension, the footing is always continuous. That means if I draw a diagram here, let us assume this is your footing, and along the other dimension, that is along the other dimension, it is always continuous. It is always continuous. So as along one dimension it is very continuous, so this problem can be analyzed in a two-dimensional way. So that's why either you can say it is a semi-infinite, or else you can say it is a along one dimension the footing is always continuous, or else we'll say it is a applicable for the continuous footing. Okay. And next assumption, as we are considering base of the foundation is rough, then we have to find out the angle of roughness. So here he has considered that angle of roughness is considered as equal to the angle of friction. What is meant by angle of friction? Angle of friction is the parameter to define the soil properties, that is nothing but a phi. So even though in reality this may not exist, but for the simplification purpose they are assumed that whatever the surface roughness, that is measured by using the angle of friction. And he has considered that the soil will fail because of the general shear failure. And at the time of failure, soil reaches to plastic equilibrium. Already we have discussed plastic equilibrium. Okay. So whatever we have discussed as of now, it is applicable for shallow foundation. The base foundation is assumed as a rough and it is assumed for continuous footing, and the surface roughness is considered as an angle of friction, and the soil will fail by general shear failure, and all the soil mass has reaches to the plastic equilibrium. And one more assumption is that this is very, very important. So here it is assumed that soil above the footing level, soil above the footing is replaced by an equivalent surcharge, an equivalent surcharge. Okay, that means let us consider a foundation, shallow foundation. This is what the footing, and this is the column, and let us assume this is the ground surface. And so for the construction of the foundation, first we will excavate this much of the soil, and then after the construction of footing, you will backfill the soil again. So this is what nothing but a level of foundation. So what Terzaghi is saying that neglect the soil mass effect. So by neglecting the soil mass effect, he has telling that instead of considering the soil mass, let us assume that in terms of the equivalent surcharge. What is the equivalent surcharge? We will consider it as a gamma into df. So he is not considering the properties of the soil backfill. He has considered only the effect of the backfill on the foundation that represented in terms of the equivalent surcharge. But this assumption, whatever the assumption is made, this is not applicable for deep foundation. Not applicable for deep foundation. And at last, he is assumed that stress zone of the soil extended up to the foundation level. That means stress zone extended up to foundation level only. That means as you are constructing from some foundation, here the soil mass will fail because of the general shear failure like this. So whatever the failure planes, see, those are just crossing the foundation level, but they are not reaching the ground surface. So whatever the soil mass that is failed, that will be in the level of foundation only. Those will never crosses the ground surface level. So these are the assumptions that you have to by heart it. So in the exam, they may ask you, they will give you some matching the options, and then they will ask you what are the assumptions made in the Terzaghi's theory. First one is that applicable only for shallow foundation, and they have assumed that ground surface is rough, and then the footing is always continuous. That's why we can assume it in a semi-infinite problem. And the surface roughness is considered as the angle of friction. The soil or the foundation will fail due to general shear failure, and he has also assumed that the soil is reaches to the plastic equilibrium, and the soil, or we can say the backfill on the footing, has neglected and it is replaced by an equivalent surcharge having magnitude gamma into df. But in reality, that is not applicable for the deep foundation. And also, whatever the failure plane or else the stress zones are up to the foundation level, they are not reaching the ground surface. These are the assumptions they have considered while deriving the equation of bearing capacity, ultimate bearing capacity. Okay, you have to by heart all these assumptions. In the exam, they may ask you for the match the following, or they will ask you for the 1 mark question. Okay, in the next video, we will discuss about the what are the stress zones considered in the failure planes. Okay, thank you.